Hello everyone and welcome to the UkeStuff channel. Today I want to do a mini unpackaging and then a demo of putting on some strap buttons on two different types of ukuleles, which both happen to be flight ukuleles. So the mini unpackaging, about a month ago I ordered from China on eBay a bulk set of 50 sets, so that'd be 100 pieces of strap buttons for just under $30. The reason I bought this set is because it comes in a box, so helping with organization and everything else like that. So it's not a huge box, and I'll see if I can get this guy open. It's taped over here. You never know where the other side of the tape is. There we go. So it's just a small box of strap buttons, and you've got gold, black, and silver. Now, I had ordered those all separately in the past and didn't have kind of a neat way to store them, so I thought this would be a great thing to do. And you get everything you need in here. You get the little washer that goes underneath it, you get the strap button, and you get the screw that matches the color. So here's what I'm going to be installing it on. First of all, I have my Flight Spirit. It has a strap button here. Actually, it's a pickup, but it also functions as a strap button. And a lot of players like to put the other part of their strap either with, if you look at Flight, they actually have a strap that you can, has an extension that you can put on, and it goes right here, and then you kind of play. But that gets in my way as I play. I don't know why, that's just me. So I always like putting my strap buttons right here on the ukulele, and then it hangs from that side up, and it stays out of my way as I play. And that's how I like it. A lot of dealers and vendors and companies do it the same way, but you don't have to. There's lots of ways. You don't have to have a strap. I prefer to play the strap, especially when I'm standing up. It just helps with things. Sometimes like with bar chords and things, if you don't have to worry about holding the ukulele at the same time that you're trying to play. So that's one, is my Flight Spirit here. And then the other is my Flight TUSL-35 that has a strap button on the bottom, but nothing here. And what I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to put a strap button right there. And I like to match the strap buttons here. So they chose a black one. Now typically I like the strap button to match the hardware. So in this case, I would either want the strap button to be black or gold on this one, but it's already silver there, so I'm going to have to match it to silver. And then on this one, they've already done black, so I'm going to match it to black on this instrument. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to now my working table, which is in our basement, just a normal kitchen table that we have extra downstairs where I do my work. And I'm going to set up the camera and I'm going to show you how I install the strap buttons on both of these instruments. Okay, before I begin, I'm hoping this setup works a little better than other videos that I've tried in the past. So I'll just see how this all works. I'm using my ring light and my exterior microphone and a bunch of other things. So first of all, let's take a look at tools that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this, which is a 1/16 drill bit to drill a hole. And it's really important not to drill a hole that's too big for the screw so that the screw can go in and do its work. But you also want to try to avoid making it too small or not using a pilot hole, because that will split wood. So you need somewhere for the wood to go. Something this level is probably going to be getting too close to the diameter of the screw, so you don't want to use something that's as thick as that. So drill bit, very important. Some super glue, or what we'd call CA glue, and you'll need that. Phillips head, and this one comes with the Music Nomad 8-in-1 octopus. For me, I use a drill. For this work tonight, I'm also going to use this little hobby drill. I've had this for years. If we're going back to my years as a kid as a metal railroader, so those you can find around, little hobby drill. Masking tape, great investment to have with ukuleles. Then I'm going to use some of these, although I do have some existing pieces. I have a gold single one that I'm not going to use. I've got a couple silvers around, and then of course you have the little black washers that you use and the screws. as necessary. So that's what I need to do the work. I think I've got everything I've gone through here. So let's take a look at the Spirit first. Very expensive ukulele. Are there more expensive? Sure there are. But this is not a $30 ukulele that if you mess up, it's just, oh, that's fine, no worries. So with this, I like to put the screw on the left-hand side of the ukulele, right on the shoulder there, where the body meets the instrument. Now I do have some existing silver, so I don't need to take one of the silvers out. But one of the things I like to do is just try to get an idea of where can I put that screw in that hole in a way that it will kind of sit flat. And again, the screws, remember, they go through, but you still get quite a bit left over that would go into the wood. Part of that is also because these are made for guitar, and I think they could make ukulele screws shorter and it wouldn't be a problem. So you don't want to put it in a spot where you drill through and then it's sticking out the other side of the instrument as well. You need to go somewhere where it's going to have some meat, and you don't want it to be too close to the fretboard. So you just try to find some place that works for you. Right now it looks like where about this joint is might be a good place. Again, it can be dangerous to screw into a joint as well because you don't want to force the joint apart. So somewhere in here is going to be the best spot for you to put that screw into the instrument. Probably right about there, and it will drill down into the neck that way. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of masking tape down. I'm going to actually just get my neck block holder so I'm not on the drill because I'm going to need the drill anyway. So here's my neck block holder. Move the drill again. Just again to make sure that I'm putting it on the correct side because that would be awful. You drill it and suddenly you don't have it anymore. All right, here we go. So a piece of masking tape. It doesn't have to be pretty. If I was going to do the tail end, that'd be a whole different discussion from what we're having. But I'm not. Now, you might say, why do I do this? I'm trying to avoid any additional cracks in the finish. But it's going to be somewhere where I know that I can still put the strap. You might want to mark it. I'm not going to do that right now. And I'm just going to give myself a place where I can start drilling with the drill bit and not worry about it. Okay, I've already started that hole now. So now the drill bit will have an easier time of following that hole when I start drilling. And the other thing to think about is how deep do you need to go? So if I'm drilling, realistically, I only have to drill, not quite even all the way to the end of the thread. So I can leave a little bit out of the way. So I get my drill bit into my drill. There we go. And I do the dangerous thing of drilling. That should be more than far enough. So then I want to get rid of those wood shavings. Don't need those. And when I take off the tape, there's my hole. Now we need to put a little rubber washer on there. And again, I'm going silver because the end pin is silver. Put the strap button in. And screw it in. Now the only danger with putting in a strap button is that it's kind of a permanent addition to your ukulele. If you decide at a later time that you don't want the strap button there anymore, you will have a hole that appears either on the tail end or on your neck. And you just tighten until it's tightened. And now there's a strap button on my Spirit. Now let's look at the Flight TUSL-35 Now because this is plastic, we're going to treat this a little differently. We're still going to drill a pilot hole and everything. But now what we're going to do for this one, and I did the same thing on my Flight TUS, but I'm going to use a black strap button so that it matches the other one. And we're good to go there. And what I want to do is to put this strap button as high as I can on this little part of the heel. It's almost a perfect spot for it, because then when you rest your ukulele on its back, if you ever do that, the strap button doesn't get in the way, and you want it high enough so that you don't have trouble putting a strap on. You still need room for a strap. So if I aim that right, I can go right in the center of that, where I want to go, and drill my pilot hole. And it's plastic. And then when I come out, you can see my hole right there. I take my drill bit and drill the same way. I want to drill very far because this is hollow. You hear that it popped in there. Now, it's plastic, so I want to be aware of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use CA glue or super glue. And I've got to make sure that this is working. I'm going to put super glue on the bottom of this strap button right here. So it's held there. And I'm going to put super glue on the screw itself. Now normally I wouldn't be doing that right on top of the ukulele, but I'm trying to do it for the video. So there's now CA glue on the threads of the screw as well. And as I screw this in, that super glue is going to set, giving me an extra durable hold versus just trying to let it hold in with the screw. Put the washer in this layout with this ukulele because I want the CA glue to hold directly onto the instrument. So it's being held by both the glue on the strap button, it's being held by the screw on that little part of plastic, and it's being held by the glue on the screw. And now my strap button is tight, and that is on my Flight TUSL-35. You might even want to go one size bigger on the drill bit if you'd like to, but now there's a strap button there, and there is a strap button there as I play. So that's what I do to put a strap button on the Flight TUSL-35, and then that's what I do to put straps on all my other instruments. So I'm just going to clean this last little part up, put my stuff away, and then we'll call it a day here. So thanks for watching the video. We'll have more content for you in the future.